Hey, evening. My name's John. I'm the founder of whatifi. It's late Sunday night, actually Monday morning, and I'm just putting the finishing touches on a new home purchase scenario template that we're building in whatifi. Still a couple of bugs to squash, but I want to show you something. I want to show you why I think it's kind of special. Why is it different? You can build scenarios in almost any tool online, whether it's your bank or any sort of mortgage broker type site, but we're able to allow you to create multiple scenarios all at the same time and actually see every single step that comes together to actually help you build out that scenario. So for example here, and this is for Canada alone, we have these pre-built things. We call them events, and as you connect them together, we do all the math to create the actual scenario. So here I am, here's a bank account balance, here's an income, and we have our first decision. We have two different houses that we're looking at. One is an $880,000 house here in Vancouver. Pretty straightforward. It's a primary residence. It's not a newly built home. We've got an appreciation rate of 6% and a bunch of metadata about this particular purchase. Or we have a second house here. It's a lot more money, $1.22 million, but it also has a rental suite. So we can put in information about that rental suite, how much we're going to get per month, some of our expenses. We can apply inflation to that as well. Both of these paths then funnel into our next decision, which is a mortgage. And I've got two mortgages here right now. They're not accurate. They could be any values we want to be. But one's a 3-year fixed, for example, here. I can put in interest rates, down payments, all the regular things that you would see, and we can calculate the mortgage payments based on a 3-year fixed. Or we can also plug in a 5-year fixed, or it could be a 10-year or a 2-year, whatever it is. Those are all possible to have multiple threads here. That all funnels into a land transfer event here that calculates whether you're a first-time buyer or a foreign buyer and tell you how much your land transfer tax will be. That passes into a mortgage insurance event that calculates the amount of your down payment and whether you're going to have mortgage insurance, and then into your closing costs, which are fairly basic, but they're fairly standard here, and you can adjust these accordingly. So what's so special about that? This allows you to see every single one of these unique paths, and we call them a thread. So if I zoom out here, you'll see that each of these tiles on the right-hand side represents one of those unique paths through the canvas. So I'm able to select, for example, all 4 of those paths, and I can compare all of these things and see what they look like over time. What does my cumulative cash flow look like? What does my net worth look like in each of those sort of given scenarios? Right. I can zoom in on one of these threads, so if I want to look at it in more detail, I can zoom in on this one alone here, and I can use that to be able to step through each of these events one by one and understand how they contribute to these final sort of calculations. Right. I can bypass events, I can toggle things on and off. It's really meant to be a way for you to look at multiple scenarios and multiple choices in many different ways and help you land on what's the best answer for you and your family. So we'll be releasing this later this week. It's still in beta. Any feedback would be welcome. If you're a mortgage broker, a real estate agent, or someone who's thinking about buying a house, we'd be more than happy to use our tool to try and model out your scenario and work with you to figure out how we can refine it and make it better. Thanks very much, and good night.